Today on General Chat, is Guild Wars 2 the best MMO of 2012? Probably. We're going to find out. IChooseMoo's here, Billy Shibley of Inside Gaming. We're going to have a flame war. It's going to be great. Let's do this. Welcome, friends, to General Chat. I am back from my trip to Montreal last week. If you didn't see, it was ladies' night here. They were talking about Sony's necrophilia. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. This week, though, we are moving on to the promised land. Guild Wars 2. A lot of hype around this one. We just finished a press weekend previously, and some of us got into it, played a little bit. Expectations are high. Does Guild Wars 2 deliver? And all the haters out there from WoW and other games that just refuse to believe it. They're kind of set in their ways. WoW will always be #1. I'm going to throw to you, Billy Shibley, Inside Gaming, and my preferred MMO buddy of that side of things.
I'm a believer.
True believer.
True believer in Guild Wars 2 after playing it this weekend.
So real quickly, how did it meet your expectations? And especially in regards to these other games, why is it, had the potential to?
So I think the thing for me about Guild Wars is that I think at its core it is still very much a standard MMO, but the way that it presents a lot of the stuff to you feels very refreshing and different, especially compared to like Star Wars, which I know a lot of people really look to as sort of like the successor to WoW, and it just kind of felt like very copy and paste from WoW in a lot of ways. Like the Star Wars element and the story stuff was cool, but it was still very much a similar game to WoW. Guild Wars feels very different. Like you don't have a quest log. You have like events that happen. So like you're going through your main storyline, and the way they do the story stuff is really cool and looks really pretty, and it's very well voice acted.
Yeah, the art style in this game is
the art style is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I love it. And as you make your way through your storyline, you'll come across random events that are occurring in the world, and those are basically your side quests. So I came across like a farm, and this farmer was like, "Hey, there are a bunch of spiders attacking my farm." And so you go and you kill the spiders, kind of similar to how you would in a regular side quest, but you don't like get it and then go to it. It just sort of happens around you. And then sometimes like boss figures will appear, and everyone questing in that area all gets a quest at the same time to go kill that boss. And so it becomes like a spontaneous raid battle almost. And so that kind of dynamic is really fun.
So it's not necessarily like totally rewriting the book so much as doing it in a really interesting way.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. It's all about the way that it presents everything to you, and yeah, it's a gorgeous game, and dude, I'm totally sold on it. I cannot wait. Also, no subscription. It's going to be $60 and that's it.
So that's something some people are sort of, the detractors are like, well, it's free to play, so how are they going to stick it to you? They're going to have all, you're going to have to buy gear and stuff. It's like, despite the fact that like everything is moving towards microtransactions anyway, why would this be the game where they would totally just alienate everyone? I
haven't seen that. Like in the beta, I didn't really get a chance to dive into like the microtransaction stuff, but I understand why people would say that, because there's sort of a stigma attached to free to play. Because like when you hear something's free to play, you're instantly like, oh, okay, it's gonna be crappy. But like, I'm not concerned about that with Guild Wars. I mean, maybe they'll have some like you can buy levels or something, but I'm not sure. I don't even think they've talked about how they're going to handle that stuff. But I haven't seen much of it.
And I think in today's like climate, like free to play is sort of rewriting expectations of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that stigma is obviously going away, but it still exists with some people, I think.
Right. I'm going to touch on what I think too, but real quick, IChooseMoo, I choose you. What would it take in your mind? You're a longtime Guild Wars fan. I know you're definitely looking forward to this. You've been hounding me relentlessly about getting into the beta. What would it take for it to live up to your expectations?
Well, I mean, I'm expecting a lot from this game. It's been in productions for like 5 years now, since 2007. So I think it's got to be good. I think definitely the graphical feature of it's got to be good. But I think more than anything else, I want it to be exciting, because I think in the past, MMOs have sort of been like very predictable in some ways. I mean, you do a quest and you know what's going to happen at the end. So I think for me, definitely I want it to be exciting. I want it to look good and just be fun to play overall, really.
Cool. Well, and I agree in terms of, here's the big thing for me. Like, okay, I like WoW, and as far as anything, WoW is responsible for me being here in a certain sense. So if anyone's going to defend it, it would be me. But the clarity of purpose, I think, in terms of Guild Wars 2, where it's like, WoW, it's like, oh, Mystic Pandaria, and it's like, well, if you don't like playing WoW, you can play the Pokemon minigame with pets, and you can do this other stuff, and it's like, well, but why am I doing, like, why, if I want to play Pokemon, why am I playing it in WoW? Why wouldn't I just go play Pokemon? Versus, like, Guild Wars 2, which I feel like, in terms of its combat and its systems and that clarity of, like, no, we want you to play Guild Wars 2, and it's going to be this good, and you shouldn't have to play some other subsystem to, just because you want to still stay in that world. And like the combat for me is really good. I didn't get to see a lot of this, but people were talking about how you know, you play this class and you play with this class, and your abilities can like play off of each other. Like they throw down an AoE field and you shoot through that field and it enhances your abilities. Like that dynamic play style where, you know, no dedicated healers, but you're all kind of like making it up as you go. Like that's rewarding. And why, you know, like if the game itself is good, then you don't have to have a bunch of other things that don't relate to the actual game, right? Like,
I think you hit on a really good point that I was thinking about this weekend, which is that Blizzard has almost gotten a little too cocky with, like, it's almost as if they assume that their players have nothing better to do with their time than spend it in WoW, right. Whether it be like playing the stupid Pokemon shit or whatever. And so they've almost like gotten up their own asses in a way. And so when I play Guild Wars, it's almost like waking like the slave, like waking up and realizing like, wait, holy crap, like there are way better things you can do with an MMO than like continuing to spend it like grinding in WoW. And it's all about the way that it shows it to you. And I think that's going to be the really exciting thing about Guild Wars, that it's refreshing.
All right, well, with no further ado, let's go to some comments. Mike Catalano, it's got big shoes to fill, seeing that everyone considers WoW to be the king of MMOs, but it has the potential to take over. WoW subs have already been steadily decreasing in the past few years. I don't know that. I know that's sort of the default opinion. I'm like, oh, WoW's always the king, whatever. But I think Tor, in a lot of ways, came in and look, whether or not the gameplay of Tor is radically different, the story stuff I think was a good step forward for MMOs. So interesting. Char Phillips, no, WoW is still '1 and always will be. Oh,
I mean, I think from a subscription perspective, it's going to be hard to surpass WoW. I think WoW will always have that. I mean, they're slowly declining, but still, what, like 10 million people playing WoW? Like that stuff is always like, they're always going to be #1 in that capacity. I think Guild Wars not going to get 10 million players, but in terms of quality experience, like I think there's going to be a lot of people that move over.
okay.
You know.
Moo, I'm going to let you respond to this. Stephen Barker, it's good to see an MMO actually pushing the boat out for once after all those generic cookie-cutter MMOs that have been out recently. Guild Wars 2 is defo going to take the top spot. More content on release than any other MMO at the moment, even shitty Warcraft. And no sub? Who would not play it? Who would not play it?
Who would not play it? I think someone who's already a dedicated WoW player would not play it. I think someone who's put a lot of time into another game perhaps would sort of be scared of moving over to another game, but I think definitely no subscription fee is a great thing. And yeah, that's definitely a good thing for me, so yeah.
I feel like that's just to a certain extent, an unhealthy mindset where it's like you feel like you have to, it's all or nothing with another MMO. It's like, I play lots of MMOs, and you should never feel so set in your way that even like your Golden Kingdom, I mean, it's like anything, obviously, but it's like, if you're a diehard WoW player, then play Guild Wars 2 and form an opinion on why WoW is still better, or like how you wish WoW was, and then you can take it up on the forums and be like, I love this about Guild Wars 2. Put it in World of Warcraft. Let us know in the comments, and this is if any weeks I want this conversation to go down, because it was already going down in some videos this week. If you are a diehard WoWer, if you love Tor, if you're a Rift player, whatever the case may be, hey now. Guild Wars 2, Defenders, come out. Let us know what it is. And it doesn't, look, if you want to have a troll bait flame war, go for it. But make them see the other side. Let your opinion be known. I'm going to be in the comments. I'm going to be checking it out. Make your voice heard. How this works every Tuesday at 4 p.m. on Facebook.com/MachinimaRealm. We will post the discussion topic, and you can get your comments on the next episode. IChooseMoo, what is going on with you? What do you got coming up?
Well, at the moment, I am producing a series for Realm that goes up every Wednesday. It's sort of like a mod spotlight show for Minecraft.
Very, very good.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to make. Thank you very much. And yeah, that's what's going on for me at the moment.
So are you going to try to jump into Guild Wars 2 beta as soon as you can? Are you going to freak the fuck
Definitely.
out when that email comes through?
Yeah, I'm basically just going to beg you until you give me a beta key.
I love that everyone thinks I have the power.
We barely caught it ourselves.
I was like, what? We made it? Oh, God. My weekend plans. I just knocked everything out of the way. Anyways, thank you for watching General Chat. Check out Hunt Our Hungers this week if you want to see some Guild Wars 2 gameplay. IG will be having more of an in-depth conversation, just sort of like impressions.
We'll have some Guild Wars content going up on the main Machinima channel some point soon.
And watch Realm on Friday, as always, for the rest of your news. I've got Secret World stuff this Friday, and then I think you'll be doing an End of Nations thing next week.
That could, yeah, the embargo on that's next. I forget.
So, either way, thanks for watching, and let the discussion begin.